Welcome back. The time is 8:43. Thanks for being with us. April is recognized as Volunteer Month, and at Just in Time, volunteers are especially important because they fill the most critical gap in resources for foster youth. Joining us now with more on the work volunteers do and how you can sign up to be one of them is Chief Empowerment Officer at Just in Time for Foster Youth, Don Wells, and Just in Time volunteer and board member Sean Handy. Good morning to the both of you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Good morning.
Don, I'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about Just in Time for Foster Youth and the work that you do for those that are unfamiliar.
Well, Just in Time for Foster Youth started about 22 years ago, and the idea was that young people were coming out of foster care, but they didn't have the resources that they needed, and they also didn't have the connections they needed. And so our whole model is really about providing that sense of belonging and community, and that only comes from having volunteers who establish relationships with young people that last either for a short time or really for a lifetime.
Yeah. And Sean, that's kind of where you come in,
Yeah.
right? So as a volunteer, you were able to bring your talent and background to the organization and now serve as a board member. Tell us a little bit about why you got involved.
Yeah, so I just had a heart for the youth, and I heard that a lot of their stories coming from like underprivileged backgrounds, and it really spoke volumes to me. So I was able to just fill in the gap and provide some of the skills I've learned along the way in my background, and provide it and pay it forward to them.
So how long have you been volunteering?
It's been about 2.5 years, yeah.
2.5 years. And what have you gained from it?
Just a community, and definitely a lot of collaboration, and it's such an encouraging environment, and we provide the participants with a lot of skills and just necessary life skills to be able to make it out on their own.
Yeah. Don, talk a little bit about the challenge that is there when you're dealing with foster youth and that transition from being in the system to going out into the world and needing perhaps a little more resources or a boost, especially if you haven't been with a family.
Exactly. Well, if your viewers think about their own children at 18, could they go out into the world by themselves, not get any more help from the parents, just basically go out and make their lives work? You know, they would say there's no way that a young person at 18 is ready to do that. And that's with all the preparation that they've gotten from their parents. They still couldn't do it. So young people who are in foster care, they don't have that preparation, and then they don't have that for the inevitable emergencies to come up or unexpected things. They don't have somebody to call to say, help me through this, or give me a little bit that will help me get through. And so Just in Time is dedicated to providing that sense of belonging and community. And we like to say everybody should have somebody they can call at 3 a.m. if they need to. Even if they never need to make the call, they know that person's there. So that's what people like Sean help make happen.
So how do you become a volunteer? What is that process like, and what's the commitment?
So you become a volunteer by contacting us. You can go to our wesite at jitfosteryouth.org. There's all kinds of ways that we outline that you can be a volunteer. Some people are volunteer coaches. Some people come in once a year and they do a presentation for, we had a tax workshop. They just come and do that. Other people help us with events, and that's all they do. They've been registering people for events for the last 10 years. So there's all kinds of things you can do, and it depends on how much time you have. You can do either one of those things. So it's a community. So some people in the community do one thing, other people in the community do something different, but all of it goes to making that sense of there's a reliable, responsive group of people who are there for these young people.
And I know it's a rather large group, so it's important to be, I don't know, be a person who wants to help them be successful in life, to continue that community of.
Right. And so we served about 3,500 youth in our last fiscal year, and a lot of that was just those connections. And some people are connected to multiple youth, like there's one volunteer, she has 12 different people that she's been connected to over the years, and some of them moved away, and when they come to San Diego, they stay with her, so that's her commitment. Other people, it's more of a, I'm going to help you get that first job. So anything that you can do, the time you have to spend, we can find a place for you at Just in Time.
All right. And Sean, thanks for donating your time and volunteering there. So being a great example, and we hope that you can get some volunteers out of this in Volunteer Month.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you both for being here. So Just in Time's website will be on ours at KUSI.com as well. Still to come.